Welcome to LCC's Emergency Preparedness Training. This is the Earthquakes module. This training will provide you with tips on what to do before, during, and after an earthquake to improve your personal safety. It is important to note that earthquakes strike suddenly and without warning. Because we live in an area at risk for earthquakes, we need to try to reduce the chances of injury to our staff and the community. Preparing for earthquakes involves learning what people should do before, during, and after a quake, and preparing now before the next quake. You can make your workspace safer to be in during earthquakes and more resistant to earthquake damage by assessing its contents. What is in your workspace can be as or more dangerous than the structure itself. Any unsecured objects that can move, break, or fall as an earthquake shakes your work area are potential safety hazards and potential property losses. Walk through each room of your workspace and make note of these items, paying particular attention to tall, heavy, or expensive objects such as bookcases, electronics, appliances, and items hanging from walls or ceilings. Secure these items or relocate them away from seating to lower shelves or to cabinets with latched doors. When making preparations for an earthquake, you should be ready to react safely, learn what to do during an earthquake, and when possible, hold periodic workplace drills to practice what you have learned. Through practice, you can condition yourself to react spontaneously and safely when the first jolt or shaking is felt. Take cover. In each area of your workspace, identify the safest places to drop, cover, and hold on. Practice going to these safe spots during drills to ensure that everyone learns where they are. You should also be ready to survive on your own. We recommend that you assemble and maintain a household emergency supply kit, and be sure that all your family members know where it is stored. The kit should consist of the supplies that your family would need to survive without assistance for at least 3 days. Make additional smaller kits to keep in your car and at your workplace. Stay in contact. List addresses, telephone numbers, and evacuation sites for all places frequented by family members. Include the phone number of an out-of-state contact as well. Ensure that family members carry a copy of this list and include copies in your emergency supply kit. Care for people, pets, and property. Get training in first aid and CPR through your local chapter of the American Red Cross or on campus when available through the Office of Instruction. Be sure you know the locations of fire extinguishers on campus and how to use them. Now let's talk about what you should do during an earthquake. For starters, if you are inside, stay inside. Do not run outside or to other rooms during shaking. In most situations, you will reduce your chance of injury from falling objects and even building collapse if you follow these steps immediately. Drop, cover, and hold on. Drop down onto your hands and knees before the earthquake knocks you down. This position protects you from falling, but also allows you to move if necessary. Cover your head and neck and your entire body, if possible, under the shelter of a sturdy table or desk. If there is no shelter nearby, get down near an interior wall or next to low-lying furniture that won't fall on you, and cover your head and neck with your arms and hands. Hold on to your shelter or to your head and neck until the shaking stops. Be prepared to move with your shelter if the shaking shifts it around. Do not stand in a doorway. You're safer under a table. In modern buildings, doorways are no stronger than any other part of the building. The doorway does not protect you from the most likely source of injury, falling or flying objects. Most earthquake-related injuries and deaths are caused by falling or flying objects, or by being knocked to the ground. You can take other actions even while an earthquake is happening that will reduce your chances of being hurt. If possible, within a few seconds before shaking intensifies, quickly move away from glass and hanging objects, and bookcases, china cabinets, or other large furniture that could fall. Watch for falling objects such as bricks, light fixtures, wall hangings, high shelves, and cabinets with doors that could swing open. If available nearby, grab something to shield your head and face from falling debris and broken glass. You are less likely to be injured staying where you are. Broken glass on the floor can cause injury to those who have rolled to the floor or tried to get to doorways. Once the shaking stops, check for injuries among your coworkers and, as needed, administer first aid and call for emergency medical assistance. Also check for hazards in and around your workplace created by earthquake damage. Keep in mind that aftershocks may strike at any time, exacerbating these hazards and requiring you to immediately drop, cover, and hold on. Aftershocks can continue for a period of weeks, months, or even years. Responding promptly to hazards can prevent further damage and injuries. This may entail extinguishing small fires or reporting larger ones, shutting off the water supply when pipes are leaking, shutting off the electricity when damaged wiring threatens to spark fires, shutting off natural gas when you suspect a gas leak, or evacuating your work area when any of these hazards or others, such as structural damage, make continued occupancy potentially unsafe. And lastly, be sure to review FEMA's earthquake checklist for more information regarding earthquake safety. This checklist is located on this Canvas training site under the Documents section.